Hello. Hi. I hope we are doing okay with sound. I had some trouble with sound a little bit earlier today, but I think we're all good. Um, and I'm just waiting a couple of seconds because I realize that it takes a little bit of time for me to appear on your screen. And do I have some lovely tunes for you this evening? Of course I do. This is the little beat I've got going on in the background at the moment. Oh, this is so Dickie Dance kind of music, isn't it? Can you remember? Am I taking you back? All right, I'm just going to wait a couple of seconds to see if people are joining this conversation live tonight, where I'm going to be talking to you about how setting a clear and focused intention is how you manifest stuff in your life. So we'll give it another couple of seconds while we dance. What to say, I say. Yeah, that's enough of that. Wow, that could get really bad, couldn't it? And let me just turn that down. Oh, hang on. Here's the chorus. This is the best part. Oh, I've got a song for everything. You know me. All right. So we'll get started. We've given people a minute to get sorted. I'll just turn that down. Okay, so what I wanted to talk to you or share with you, not talk to you, I wanted to share with you my process that I use for having things work out in my life, for magic that occurs in my life constantly on a daily basis. And it's a particular process that I have used for quite some time, but not so long ago, it actually, when I was in quiet contemplation, it actually landed to me in a specific set 7-step process. And funnily enough, those processes, or steps rather, those steps align with our chakra points through our body. I know, who'd have thunk it, but it does. And I want to share with you today, or tonight, how what those steps are and what to do to create your intention. What I find is that people get excited about listening to courses and programs and webinars and videos about, oh, okay, so that's what I'm going to do. I've got to, that's how I set my intention. Okay, hang on. No, that's how I manifest. No, now I've got to do it this way. Now I've got to do it that way. And I think the noise of how to do it has actually is where people, and where I was getting lost with just grounding myself and connecting to what it was I actually wanted to create and manifest in my life. So those, I'm just checking my notes as I go through with you. It's in the rush and the day-to-day busyness of our lives that we forget to take this time out and do this kind of stuff. Yet this stuff is important for us to have our life unfold the way that we want it to unfold. And for me, what's really important is that my life has meaning and purpose, and that it is enriched for me, for my husband, for my children, and then for everybody else in my life. And the way that I do that is by setting very clear and very firm intentions. I'm flexible around the firmness of those intentions. As those who know me would know, over the last couple of years, there's a bit of flexibility that goes in. But let me share with you, and I've learned this from various mentors over the years, but the ones that this particular process I have taken parts from and really resonated with. I guess one was a fellow called Kevin Trudeau. Another one is Tony Robbins, who I'm a big fan of. And of course, Pam Grout, who wrote the book EM Squared. EM Squared? Yeah, EM Squared. Which is all about creating your reality and manifesting. And if you read through her book, it's very step-by-step and processed. She actually talks about it like a science experiment. And this isn't so much a science experiment. It's actually steps that you need to take at each point in order to get a very clear intention at the bottom. What I know for sure for me is SMART goals, which is something I don't teach anymore. I used to teach SMART goals because that's how I grew up. SMART goals are I'm just got a message there. Hang on, I've got a message coming through. Let me just double check and make sure everything's okay on the page. Yeah, can't see it yet. That's okay. So yeah, SMART goals. They don't work. It's a great place to start. And one of the things is, you know, putting a time limit on it. I don't think we have the power to control that. There is a power beyond us that controls that outcome. And if you think about a couple of years ago, where one of my biggest dreams was to move up to the Sunshine Coast, to move the family up there. And I did everything. So I took action, because that's what I know, is that you've got to take action to make something unfold. So I packed up my house. We regularly went to the coast looking for places to live. We took the kids out of school. So I took all of these actions to show the universe how serious I was about taking this step and moving. And what the universe showed me was not yet, not yet, not yet. And how was I to know that within the next 12 months, my father was going to be diagnosed with cancer and pass away? If we had moved to the coast, and if I had forced all of that to happen by that deadline of the 31st of December, I wouldn't have been able to care and support for my dad. So the universe will have it on. The universe has to conspire lots of different things for us to have what we want. So patience is, as Julie would say, my friend Julie Cross would say, patience is required. You do need to step back a bit and go, okay, just let it unfold. This process that I go through actually allows me to surrender and to trust that that is going to be taken care of. So anyway, let me stop rambling on about it, and I'll start to give you the process. I'll email or I'll copy these in under the comments so that you've got a list of what they are. But I wanted to go through each and every one of them with you just a little bit. So the first one is where you're going to need your purple pens. People, get your purple pens out, please. The purple pen is in relation to the, obviously, the purple chakra. And what sits up here for me is imagination and inspiration. So this is where I dream. This is where when I'm meditating, inspiration lands. When I'm walking and I have those thoughts, this is all happening in this space, in inspiration and imagination. So in relation to setting an intention, it's the first thing we have to do is we're inspired. So we're inspired to do something, to have something, to be something. And for example, okay, let's use the Fiji holiday, right? So the example is you're dreaming about this wonderful holiday, and you know what, every time I meditated to Dr. Michelle Nielsen, she does this beautiful meditation called the Magical Beach. I pictured this magical beach, which actually turned out to be the beach I was in on Fiji. Funny that. But it was in that inspiration that I was thinking, tropical holiday, time with the family, and started to dream weave and imagine and create and be inspired by my desire. So my desire was to have a tropical island holiday. Not in Fiji, a tropical island holiday. It's also in that space that when your imagination and inspiration, and when you're in flow and you can let it go and you just smile. It's like remember when you used to lie on the trampoline and watch clouds and make shapes with the clouds? It's that kind of thing. We're not thinking about anything else. You're just letting your imagination take over. Now, to get into that space though, there's actually a little bit of, there's a pre-step, I guess, where you need to ground yourself. And grounding yourself with, obviously, your feet on the ground, not in the air. Grounding yourself, taking a few deep breaths and getting present to the present moment. For some people that may require going for a walk, going for a swim, having a visit at the ocean, whatever it is, take that space where you can just ground and get present to beginning to create an intention. So around that inspiration and imagination up here in this point, it's coming from source. So dreams land here, not because our ego has thought about the dream. So my ego didn't think about, I want to have a holiday. It was created by dream and created by imagination, and I could see myself there straight away. So that's the kind of thing that you're looking for when that lands. If you've got any questions about these kinds of things, you just ask me and I'll answer them. I'm happy to answer them. So then we move through to obviously vision and perception, which if you're doing color and writing your intention out in color, so you're kind of answering these questions or working in this space with each color. That vision and perception is about your perception of what you have just seen. So for me, I can see myself sitting on this island having cocktails, and then the perception is coming in and going, what do you mean? Who do you think you are? How are you going to do that? La, la, la. So your limiting beliefs start to kick in here. Not loud, they're quiet actually, but they're there. So as you're starting to visualize and bring yourself to that place of it already is, I already am at that beach doing that, that's where that starts to, the limiting beliefs and the blocks come in. So as you are visualizing, think about the perception you have of yourself for having that kind of dream. You know, who do you think you are having a big dream like that? The next one is beliefs and self-awareness, which is down in this space here. I'll do a diagram as well so you can see the chakra points. Beliefs and self-awareness is where you start to, again, the self-doubt, and the self-awareness is that you're having the self-doubt. I hope that makes sense. So as you are thinking about as you are dreaming about your dream, and you're imagining your dream, and you're inspired by your dream, and then you are visualizing your dream, your beliefs and self-awareness, which is around this space, they start to kick in. So this is light blue, by the way. You need to be writing down what they are. So if you are saying things to yourself like, who do you think you are? How are you going to afford that? When are you ever going to get time off work? You've just started a business. Who do you think? How are you going to manage that? Start writing those kinds of questions down, because you need to go back and clear them. I reckon at this point you can already see that there's more to saying to the universe. I would like one of these, please. This is the only way that I have ever, this is the fastest way that I have had things occur for me in my life. Like speed of light. So it would be at this point when I'm starting to have those questions in my mind, I would then move on to the next one, which is green, and it is the desired feelings and also gratitude. So the biggest lesson that I learned about goals is if you don't have a feeling about that goal, it's not your goal. So if your goal is to buy a business so you can make $1 million, there's no feeling about that. There's no connection to that. So this space in the green space is where, when that dream has materialized, what's it going to feel like? How am I going to feel about that? So Fiji, let's use Fiji as an example. My desired feelings for that were, peace and bliss and love and joy and connection to my family and time out and, space. I can still feel all of those feelings from being there. How does this dream feel to me? Now, if you are not having any feelings here, that dream is not your dream. That dream is somebody else's dream. It's not yours. And that's okay, because at this point you can let that one go and bring another one in. So you don't need to go on and create an intention with that. There's something else that needs to be created right here. So at this point, which is kind of the halfway point of creating your intention, you are connecting to the feelings about that. Even with something like Lotto. My dad loved lotto and was, you know, always going to win the $10 million super draw or whatever was happening with lotto. But if, and you know, it's pretty easy to imagine what you will feel like when you've got, you know, $10 million. That's kind of easy. But if you go back to the light blue, which is beliefs and self-awareness, so if we go back a step, in there is where you're hearing loud voices and self-belief about not deserving it. And if it's not loud, it's slightly quiet. So it can be sneaky too. Don't worry, they're sneaky too. It's like, oh yeah, $10 million, yeah, that'd be awesome. We could do this, we could do that, we could do this. And then you almost feel it down here in, I think you said on my tippy toes, down here in your heart space, you can feel that, I think, how many people really do win the lotto? What are the statistics on that? Well, that's what I do. So I'm actually not really, my flow of my intention is not working. It's been interrupted at that point. So, so going back to Fiji. The desired feelings, because we're in flow, right, with the Fiji one. I wouldn't have been in flow with the lotto one. So the desired feelings, really connect with those, really, you have to really feel them. Like, you can't just go, I want love, I want peace. You have to do your inspiration, imagination, your vision, your perception, your beliefs and your self-awareness, all of that in alignment to give you that desired feeling of peace, love, harmony, balance, whatever it is. The next step is moving on to responsibility and action, which is the yellow chakra point. Where'd we go? Here, solar plexus. So yellow, we need to be really conscious of detaching from the how with the previous 4 steps. So if you're thinking about how in those 4 steps, that's another indicator or a clue that you've got a money block or a money belief that's limiting you. And as Amanda would say, you've got an upper limit there that you need to clear. So going back to yellow, which is action and responsibility. This is with all of that stuff that you've just processed and worked through, you get to yellow and you go, okay, so what is the daily action that I'm going to have to take to make this happen? So in order for me to get to Fiji, what do I need to do? I need to start talking to people about, well, at this point, I don't even know if it's Fiji. I need to start looking at what kind of holidays I would like. I need to start looking at, well, I'd really like to go to a tropical island. Hey, Emma. I'd really like to go to a tropical island, but where are they? What do they look like? How far away are they? Are they safe? So it's action and responsibility and possibility about what that desire, the desire is for you. And so daily actions then kick in there. And you're not, you are still at this point detaching from the how, because as soon as you go, oh, I just looked at the Fiji trip, which is where I've decided that I want to go, and it's going to cost $25,000, and I don't know how I'm going to get $25,000, and how is that possible, and how? You have to just not worry about the how. This whole process is helping you. This, oh, bloody hell, where are you? Oh, sorry, darling. You can listen to it all again. This, so the actions and responsibilities is all about taking the daily action. Got it? Okay, good. And removing yourself from the how. You have to, during this process, be surrendering to something that's higher than you. And I started by saying at the beginning, when you're working up here with the purple, I guess, purple chakra point, I don't know what the official name is for it, it's purple. But it's where inspiration and imagination lands. And I know that because it's here, and that's where my inspiration and impanation? That's where my inspiration and imagination lands. It lands up here, it doesn't land in here. So you always need to surrender up around this place. When you're having those dreams, the surrender will naturally occur anyway as you move through to vision and perception, beliefs and self-awareness, and the desired feelings and gratitude. You'll really start to feel like you're in the manifestation of your intention already. So when you then move through to set your intention, which is the next step. So we've gone through and we've got the action that's required. We then can clearly set the intention. So thanks, Em. Crown chakra. Yep, that's it. So when you are at the set intention place, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the 6th step, you've got so much more clarity than when you started. So your dream's up here and you're going, oh, la la, I'd like a tropical holiday. Oh, yeah, oh, yeah, but that time of the year is a good time of the year. Oh, blue water, tropical plants. Hey, Karen, the person that arranged my magical Fiji holiday. So then, g'day, Michael. So with that setting of your intention, you have the clarity and confidence where your dream actually feels like it's achievable. I think if you just sit down and write what your dream is, then it's kind of out there. It's not. This quote from Deepak Chopra this morning about dreaming is great, but you have to do doing after the dreaming. So there's a lot of work that has to happen around the dreaming, and this process is a really easy way to do it. I'm going to send you all of my crazy notes about it. I am having a pretty little thing drawn up because I think it's pretty smashing. I intend for you to holiday next year without major injury. Yes, thank you, Karen. Easy on the pina coladas. Oh, no. So when you're at that set intention, which is orange, by the way, if we're going through all the colors, so setting intention is orange. It's a clear and firm intention, and it's a statement. It's like, I can't even give you an example off the top of my head. I'll give you one in writing in a minute. But if you set that intention at the beginning, when you're dreaming and you have the imagination, you have the inspiration, it's all over the place. But going through and then looking at your vision and perception, visualizing and perception of you in that goal, in that intention. Then you check in with your beliefs and self-awareness, and you move through the desired feelings and the gratitude. You write down your responsibilities and your actions that you need to take. All that's left is for you to make a really clear and firm intention. And the best part, and sometimes the hardest part, is the last one, which is red, which is, if we're going through all of the alignment, it's red, and it's actually your most grounded, where is she? Emma, what's the one? No, it's not sacral. What's the red one? What's the red one? She'll tell me in a second. Base chakra. It's your base chakra, and that is where you are grounded and connected, I guess. So it's where you are connected to divine intelligence, or God, or the universe, or whatever it is that you like to call it. I like to call it divine intelligence because I know there's something out there doing things way bigger than I am. This area in this space, in the red space, is where you have to have faith, trust, and a knowing that everything is unfolding perfectly in accordance to the universe, not in accordance to you. So having these wonderful dreams and this wonderful inspiration and imagination lands there from divine intelligence, and then you integrate it through you as the vessel that is going to experience this intention, or this manifestation of this intention, and you surrender. And you surrender and you hand it over. And I just have to say, you've just got to try my process and tell me if it's working or not working for you. Because I have used this now for not only the holiday for Fiji, but for getting to a place where we have the only debt that we have now is our mortgage on our home, which is 50%. We have no other debt, so all the business debt's gone. All of the past business debt that we had, that's all gone. So, you know, I've created the attention around my children having a great education. I had no freaking idea that it was going to turn out that I would be homeschooling them. But as everything unfolded, it's been the perfect thing for us. Perfect for me, perfect for them, perfect for everybody. We've learned so much. We've met so many more people. I know more mums in our homeschooling community than I ever knew when I was at school. So there comes a point where your intention is so clear, great education for my children. And how that unfolds is up to the universe. So what I recommend you do, I'll send this, you're going to have to work with my, through you. You are, and who did I learn that from? I can't remember who I learned that from. But one of the things I do when I'm speaking is, and I've done it before this tonight too, but you know, when I go on stage, before I've been on camera, on television, and you know, before things like this, is a couple of 30 seconds maybe beforehand, I actually just close my eyes and go, okay, divine intelligence, it's over to you now. I know my shit. I know what I want to talk about. This is my intention. And I'm your vessel. Deliver the message that needs to be delivered. So I have not word for word written down everything that needs to be spoken. I've just let it flow. Let it flow. See, there we go. I've got a song in everything. There was a song in everything, I'm telling you. You will definitely have to go back to the beginning. And you know what? I'm just thinking, I'm on tomorrow. I'm going to come back on tomorrow night. We'll come back on tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. Have a re-listen to this tonight. I'll also send over to you my scribble and my pretty coloured ramblings and give you some guidance on how to do it, how to get that intention setting happening so that you can have what you want. And I don't want to say that and sound like a dickhead, because there's lots of people that out there that go, oh, you can have whatever you want. Just tell the universe and the universe will deliver. It doesn't. It takes work, and it takes focus. It takes commitment to actually taking the time out to have the space to create the intention. So, like I said at the beginning of this, we get so busy with, oh, hang on a minute. I need a business and I need 10,000 subscribers. Hang on a minute. I need to do this over here. Oh, hang on a minute. I need, hang on. I just saw a webinar and they said, you have to do this if you're manifesting. No. Hang on. There's 6 steps. No. Oh my God. Michelle's just said there's 7. What am I going to do? But give mine a go, because they work. I can't even describe to you how they work. But I would start with something small so you can. And this is what Pam Grout talks about in her book. Don't go out and try to manifest $10 million tomorrow. It's going to be too hard because you've got layers of shit there that are stopping you from doing that. Start with something small. Like in her book, she talks about, just think of tomorrow, within the next 24 hours, I'm going to see a blue butterfly, or I'm going to, or not I'm going to see, it's show me a blue butterfly, a feather. I did this experiment. I'm such a crack up. I did, because I went, oh God, butterflies everywhere. Feathers, freaking birds I've got here. There's feathers everywhere. I'm not doing butterflies or feathers. What's something ridiculous? I know, a Dalmatian. That's pretty ridiculous. I'm going to go with a Dalmatian, and yeah, Dalmatian within the next 24 hours. And, you know, for 24 hours, I was going, hit this manifesting stuff. Gosh, I don't know how this works, blah, blah, blah. And it didn't. So I did it at 7 o'clock in the morning. That's when I wrote down, that's what's going to happen. 6 o'clock. So all the way through till 6 o'clock the following morning, I was going, what? No Dalmatian. Told ya. Yeah, this, I don't know how people think they can do this. What am I missing? Going for my morning walk to grab a coffee. I swear to God, I turned the corner and at the coffee shop was a freaking Dalmatian puppy. It's only been here for 6 weeks. It was a puppy. Right there in front of me. It was crazy. And that's what made me read the 2nd chapter, and then the 3rd chapter, and then the 4th chapter. And I don't know how many chapters there were. I think maybe she's got 9 or 11 chapters. By the 11th chapter, hello Fiji. So it's possible. if you commit yourself to this way that I've done it. By the way, I know I'm pointing up here on my screen because I've got this colored beautiful thingy up here. It's not beautiful, it's a mess. When you get to the place of vision and perception, where you're visualizing your dream and you're perceiving your dream, and the beliefs and self-awareness is kicking in, and there's the blocks and the self-chatter, that's stuff that needs to be cleared. You can't then just keep going through and get to that intention and go, right, yes, I did have that chatter. I know that was going on. You actually do need to go through and process that. And the only way that that has worked for me is with emotional strength healing, training. You can do kinesiology, you can do Reiki, you can do lots of things that I believe help you shift energy through your body, through your vessel. You can, Amanda Foy, she does Reiki. She's one of my, I love Amanda. She does great work and has always got my inner energy shit sorted like that. So with this intention process, if you start to use it, and what you'll see is you'll become really good at it and things will become faster. The first one's usually takes a bit of effort, which is great because we all need to take a bit of effort in making our lives unfold the way we want them to unfold. But as you get through it, you'll become a master manifester in no time. I promise you. So I'm going to end this now, unless anybody's got any questions. But if you haven't seen it from the beginning, that might be a bit hard. I'll end it now, and I will email to you my atrocious pictures. And start tomorrow. Start within, well, why don't we start within 24 hours? Why don't we come back at 8:30 tomorrow night and see how everybody went? And do the intention, I intend to see something. Don't say, I intend to see an octopus and you're not going to go to the ocean. Don't say that. Well, you could, because you probably see an octopus on a book. Maybe. I don't know. Yeah, don't limit. Sorry, I shouldn't. I just upper limited you there. Cancel that. Manifest whatever the hell you want. All right, I'm going to say goodbye for now and get this process across to you so you can have a crack. Let me know what you think too. That'd be great. Thanks for joining me. I love seeing you guys there. I'll see you soon. Bye.